Well, welcome back to the channel, Old Cars New Van. Well, you join me on a rather wet and windy Saturday the 11th of April 2026, and because of the weather, I've been indoors watching Anglia Car Auctions' live classic car auction down in East Anglia, and I just thought I'd pick out 10 lots that, having watched the results, if I'd been there, I would have been tempted to sink my own money into. Now, whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, I'll let you be the judge, but we'll start off with lot 426, this 1982 Triumph Acclaim HLS Triomatic. Oh, yes, the automatic Acclaim. I thought this was fair value, I must admit. The result, including premium, was £4,752, and it was very tidy. Just 14,120 miles from new, believe it or not, and only 3 former keepers. It's got a good MOT history, good history generally. So I thought that was good value for one of those. Next on my list, a little bit more expensive, lot 430. The Land Rover Series 2A from 1963. Obviously, we all know Land Rovers are expensive of this era. This particular one's a bit of a film star. It was used in a kids' film, actually, quite recently, Peter Rabbit 2. Don't know if that adds to the value or not, but it had been nicely restored, and yeah, it looked okay. And this sold including fees for £10,476. I know that sounds a lot of money, but you know they are worth a lot, these old Land Rovers, and I thought that was fair given the condition. Coming down the price range somewhat, we turn to lot 435. Now, as I say, just to remind you, these are cars that if I'd been there, I would have sunk my own money into. You know I like an estate on this channel. So this 1985 Ford Escort estate with a result including premium of £3,456. I think that looks good value. Finished in a rather pretty pale blue. That colour was everywhere back in the day. Long MOT. It's going to be soon MOT exempt, this car, but at the moment MOT through to February 2027. And again, another low mileage example, just 48,292 miles on it. Looks good. Zybart rusting proofing from 1986 and all the original Ford handbooks. That's probably why it survived. So yeah, that would be my third choice of a car that I would have sunk my own money into. Moving on, lot 447 brings us to a little Morris 1100. Now, the interesting thing about this car was that it was one family owner, virtually, I think it was, from new. Until 2025 anyway. So that had it from 1968 when it was first registered all the way through until last year. Absolutely extraordinary. Local car to me, actually. Supplying garage was Wingerworth service station of Chesterfield, which is only 8 miles down the road from where I live. Been off the road a long time, but it's been MOT tested. And now has a valid MOT till March 2027. Again, rust-proof from new, which is why it's survived. I thought that was nice, and obviously the one family owner bit for all its life virtually is the attraction there. £3,240, the total price, including the premium. Again, for virtually a one-owner car, I thought that was pretty good. Now, the next lot, lot 451, in some ways was a little bit depressing for me because, as you know, on this channel, I do have a Rover P6. Now, the four-cylinder cars have always struggled a little bit with their values, particularly compared to the V8, so I'm not too heartbroken by this. But my goodness me, for £2,700, this lovely 1968 Rover P6 2000 single carb. I think that's probably why it struggled. It's the smallest engine and it's only the single carb. But even so, what a car. What a car for that sort of money. Again, straight from a film company, this, but they've owned it since 2016. 10 years they've owned it. Extraordinary. And the speedo is only showing 30,000 miles. Whether that's true or not on a car like that is hard to say. But again, I would have been very, very tempted had I been there to stick my hand in the air, much to Maya's despair, I'm sure, to put another Rover P6 on the fleet. But yeah, what incredible value that represented. So we're halfway through my top 10 of cars I would have sunk my own money into. And the next one is lot 458. Sort of a bit like we're going into full taxi mode here. There was a taxi later on, by the way, and actually TX1, but I've left that off the list just to be not too ridiculous. But yeah, Nissan Bluebird LX Diesel. Wow, 1989. You do know I like a late 1980s Nissan on this channel, and I thought this was incredible value at £1,860. The diesel should go forever. I mean, they are reliable things. It had an MOT through to March 2027. So, you know, how bad can it be? Only two former keepers who've owned the car for 21 and 14 years. Absolutely extraordinary. I mean, it's done some miles, 148,000, but being a diesel, that wouldn't bother me. And it looked in decent condition with some history and maintenance receipts. And as I say, I come back to the fact this was £1,860, including the premium. I mean, you know, it's not a lot of money, really, is it? So I thought that was an absolute bargain myself. Moving on, lot 471. Something a bit different, especially for me. You might be a bit surprised by me selecting this one, but when I saw it going through on the block, it looked lovely. I think the colour helps tremendously. 2004, so yeah, a bit modern for me, but bear with me. Range Rover Vogue V8 Auto. That's why I like it, because it is at least the proper petrol head engine, the V8 Auto. Lovely. L322, obviously, again, MOT till March 2027. The Epsom green with the dark grey leather interior, I think really suits it. 4.4 litre, obviously, petrol V8. Yeah, what a machine. Looked the part, and what a lot of car for, including the premiums, just £3,240 out the door. I think that's an absolute bargain. I have to say, I'd be quite happy swanning around in that. That's absolutely lovely. My next choice, somewhat inspired by the other video that was launched today about our recent visit on Easter Monday to the Great British Car Journey. And as you know, I met up with Tom of THT Motoring, who has an Allegro. So lot 485, an Allegro, a 1975 Austin Allegro 1500 special. So a bigger engine, obviously being 1500. There was only one bigger, 1750. But yeah, 1500 special, known to the club scene, owned by an enthusiast. In fact, an enthusiast who has 7 other Allegros. So described as a solid example. He's done a lot of work to it. He was honest and said that the suspension spheres need regassing, which is a known point on these cars. But even so, looks smart, and with all the fees at £1,860, I thought that was pretty good, to be honest, for one of those. I think that is cheap, and there's money to be made in that. If that's your bag, or just enjoy it because it was a good buy. Moving on, lot 523, a rather attractive little Triumph Spitfire in the sort of classic red, 1300 Spitfire. Absolute, again, where has the value gone on these? £3,348. Sounded cheap to me. Obviously, you'd have to inspect it properly, and I wasn't there in person, so, you know, perhaps in person you could see paint imperfections and all the rest of it, so, you know, buyer beware. But with just 29,000 recorded miles, that looked pretty good value for a classic British sports car. And finally, because I had to get up to number 10, and this one's a little bit tongue-in-cheek because the owner has described it as a rolling project, but it's running and driving. There's a video on there to prove that it's running and driving, so although it's described as a project, it's at least going. Lot 542, the Hillman Hunter Saloon. I've got quite a soft spot for these. Our next door neighbour had a Hillman Hunter estate back in the 70s when they were modern cars. Great friends of my parents. So I'm really fond of these cars because I remember getting lifts in it. £1,860. You know, you can't go wrong for under £2,000, can you? For something that's well over 50 years old. It looked fantastic, very original, only showing 51,000 miles. Clearly, who knows whether that's correct or not. But yeah, that's my 10th choice of cars that I've sunk my own money into if I had been at Anglia car auctions today or if I had registered to bid online. Thankfully for Maya, none of those two things happened. So we lived to win another day and I haven't bought anything. But I just thought I'd give you this extra bonus video to cheer up your Saturday if the weather's as bad with you as it is here. Thanks very much for listening and watching. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you again very, very soon.